That was
November? Or that
was November. Who wrote that one?
You.
Oh, I wrote that.
You wrote November.
Give a round of applause, come on. Get this. And I'm done with the days of November. I'm walking forward, I'm leaving behind the empty. Why does my heart no longer surrender? I'm on another, found her and I love her. I said I dream sometimes when I'm far away, and I wanna be right next to you. Oh, what will I do? I know I still spend the time wondering why, wondering how I'm on my way back home. It's alright home. I'm still so far away, far away, far away, far away. 'Cause I've lost my way, lost my way, lost my way, I've lost my way. You're the way.
Well, it was almost 3 years ago today. I walked over to the front door and I saw my first guitar. It was a Fender FA 125, pretty cheap, $100, something like that. I opened it up and I was playing it hours upon hours upon hours upon hours. Parents had to keep it away from me because I was playing it so much. I played a little bit of bass beforehand. I wasn't very good at it. I played some for worship and it was all right. But I came to this dilemma where I was thinking, I want to write songs. So I went and I said, can I have a guitar for my birthday? On my 14th birthday, I got one. The first song I learned was Come As You Are by Nirvana. The second song I learned was one I wrote. Now, like, this was just like the greatest thing to me ever. You know, like, the crazy thing for me is that the reason I got a guitar is basically to prove a point to someone at my youth group anyways. To try and show, oh, I can play guitar as well, you know? And then it just developed into something that I couldn't even possibly imagine, you know? In it, Mum. The crazy thing is about the songwriting was that I just remember going on this Google Doc and then just writing and writing and writing and writing. I had like, I auto-generated song names somewhere, and I was like, I was being such a fake. I was going like auto-generated sites of like, make me a pop song, make me an indie song, make me a rock song, make me a sad song. And it would go and it would have all of these lyrics up, and I go and change everything up and, you know, have a framework. And I came to this dilemma where I was like, I don't even know what chords to play. I don't even know how to play chords. I just learned, you know. I don't know progressions. So I just went on this website and it was like, oh, this progression is good for this kind of song. And I think it was just like, you know, like G, D, E minor sort of thing. And I was like, okay, I'm using that. And I just put it up just randomly. And these songs, man, they were so trash. But luckily there was a guy at my church that was so kind and, you know, played these songs, and he like somehow came up with a nice melody because he was a pretty good, nice singer. And I was like, man, I've made it, because I've just made the best songs ever. To be honest, these songs were pretty bad. Like, I remember, like, there's some clips, man, just like terrible, terrible songs I was writing, and it was just like, I thought I was on top of the world, you know. I even made my own album. I was trying to make music videos for goodness sake. It's like I thought this was it, you know.
Crocodile tears overcome with fear. Crocodile tears overcome with fear.
I was at Sports Direct or something. You Brits will know about it, and we were around by all of the sports clothing, the Messi shirts, the all the soccer shirts, and my dad says, "How do you feel about moving?" And I was like, I knew what was happening there. But I found out we were moving to America, so my dad could pastor there. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to all my friends. It's gonna be pretty rough. I'd done it before. The thing is, for me, was like, what's gonna happen with music now, you know? And then I found out we were discussing how we're gonna get rid of all our stuff. We had to give away so much stuff. We gave away our car. We gave away so much, almost everything. And I was like, okay, I have a $100 guitar. To get a case that would even look after the guitar, that cost double the amount of the guitar. Like, we're talking like a nice guitar case is like $200. That's actually going to survive a plane flight all the way to America. And I was like, all right, guess I'm going to have to give it away then. And I gave it away. I gave away my only guitar, and it was rough. But I came to America, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And I, you know, while I was waiting for my visa, I was writing all my lyrics, practicing with the guitar before I gave it away, and I had all these songs together. As soon as I got to America, I was like, boom, let's make a band, let's do this. I went and I was doing gigs and stuff like that, you know, like little performances that made me feel very special, you know. I couldn't find anyone to start a band with. And it drifts, life happens, start doing schoolwork, which I should be doing. Couldn't really find anyone to play music with. And then I drifted, and I think I lost sight of the goal, you know? I started not caring about the music. I mean, it sprouted up where I had the great opportunity, and I really, like, I'm so grateful for it, the opportunity to lead worship for my church. And that took primary focus, as it should, you know. So I just stopped writing my own songs, and I stopped pursuing that side of music, you know. It always stayed somewhere in the back of my mind, but it wasn't at the forefront anymore. I stopped doing gigs, stopped performing. I'd given up. I like tried to start a band with so many different people, and then they just used to always fail me. And then one day, I started looking at some of my old lyrics, and I see this one called Patriot. It said, my country's the greatest, the red, white, blue over me, from foreign taxes to breaking the backs of the farmers, sort of thing. You know, just like very simple stuff. And I was like, that's okay. And then I was like trying to remember what the chords were and what melody I did way back, because this was like from a year ago. I was playing in, and I was like, oh, this key, like for the melody that I've got in my head right now, that key is way too high. Bring it down 3 steps. A minor, E minor, D, yeah. A minor, E minor, D. I was like, huh. I kind of like the sound of this. And all of a sudden, this flurry of lyrics came to my head where I was like, a lot was happening in England at that time, and it was getting me quite frustrated with like all of this stuff about like corruption and the way the British people were being treated, and I was just like, it was making me feel very upset, you know. I wrote all these sarcastic, dark lyrics, and it just sometimes it just comes out of nowhere, you know. Like there's songs where it's just like I've spent so much time writing it and figuring it out, and those songs end up all right. But then the best ones tend to be the ones where just like in the moment, you know. And that was when I was like, let's get back into this. So I sent the recording of it to my friend Tyler. You know, usually I just send it and he's like, oh yeah, that's cool, dude. You know, that's a nice melody. But this time he was like, wow, like what? That's good. School starts back up for junior year, and he goes, you know, I could not get that song out of my head. And I was like, okay, why don't we try to do a little jamming session about it? Because he's a much better guitarist than I am when it comes to like lead guitar and solo, and like he's incredible, you know. We got together after school on the first day. I play the song. Suddenly he comes in with a rah, 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 you know what I mean? Like I was like, what is this? And then like he started making the solo over it, and I was like, whoa, like this is sounding cool, you know. From that moment on, like just like being a little kid, you know, like just freaking out. And then he was like, I'm in.
Your grace declining, what are you going on about? From Boris Johnson and his parties in the lockdown, to the rape gangs taking all the girls out. You know that it's okay if you wanna leave, just don't slay your government, please, or you will pay a hefty price. And it's okay to be a Christian here, just don't pray anywhere near, or we will ruin your life.
So we ended up practicing pretty much every day after school for like hours and hours, and then I kept sending him like all of the best of my songs, because see, I've written like, I don't know, like 50 to 100 songs, but they're all trash pretty much, and apart from like 10 of them. So I sent him those 10 ones that I thought were good, and he started remembering them, and he started playing along with them, and you know, we were getting really tight, you know, and for that whole quarter we were just practicing. And then one day I remembered, I was like, last year there was that festival, I want to play there. I was going to do it solo originally, but man, when we played for that much time, I was like, let's do it, you know. And then that was like, it was crazy. It was so fun. I emailed the lady, and Auntie Annette, and she got back to me, and she's like, how long do you want? 45 minutes? Let's do this, you know? It's pretty awesome.
That this life is all part of the plan He has shown. There's a chance to be a godly man, and I know that as long as you're with me, then we'll find a way. But I thought it didn't. So just bend the note. Yeah, bend it. That's what B.B. King did. You're better than B.B. King, right? B.B. King. Find a way. Find a way.
So where did predestined come from? Well, that word has always been a buzzword for me. When I was 11, 12, I really got into a lot of the deeper theology of different things, and about predestination, election, which is basically this idea of everything that you're going to do has already been decided. It's already been laid out before you. The path has already been laid out before you. You know, whether that's about whether or not you're a Christian, or whether it's about, you know, the decisions you're going to make, whether or not that is predestined, you know, like your destiny has already been laid out before you, you know. And that always spoke to me, because I was like, I always look back and I'm like, there is no way that God's hand is not in that, you know. So that word also, I've gotten plenty of arguments with my friends about that, and I just wanted to trigger them, you know, because I'm like that. And we took the name, and it just fit us. So band practice was pretty good. What we used to do, I remember we had a room, the band room after school, and that was super helpful because that had a drum kit. We could plug in our amplifier and all of that. We had 1 hour and we'd be like, we are going to perform at this time, and that was great. We came to some difficulties though, because in case you couldn't tell, like, I'm pretty headstrong and I can get arrogant, you know, and just like, and same with my friend. We're just like, we're very powerful personalities, and we started butting heads, you know.
You do that every time.
Okay, let's go. Well, how do you guys feel right now?
Someone else with better lighting.
Tyler Chantahari.
She moved, so now there is better.
We're doing this because it kind of gives us a raw, authentic look of just being outdoors, you know, being one with nature, you know what I'm saying? So how do you feel?
We're by a pool, bro.
How do you feel about the Patriot solo specifically? Because I think it's
It's rad.
I think
That
it's
solo
so
is
rad.
rad, bro.
It's so rad.
It's so good.
Oh, I have
Like fighting over like, oh, that lyric, I'm not sure about that lyric, we shouldn't include that one, or oh, those lyrics can be better, or oh, I'm not sure about that guitar part, or I'm not sure about that solo, and it's freaking out because I was like, oh, this is my band, this is the Samuel Kidd experience. But I had to humble myself and be like, if it's a Samuel Kidd experience, I'm doing it by myself, you know. And that was like, working as a team made us so much better, I think. But when we got our drummer, Malik, like, he agreed to do, as of now, he's agreed to do drumming for Alluin Farm Festivals, the one that this video is about. But, you know, we'll see. And he just added so much energy to it. It was crazy. And yeah. But there were times where I was just like, I wanted to quit, you know? Like, I was like, oh, I should just do it on my own now because I'm getting angry, you know? And it's just like, it just sounds better with a band. It's harder with a band because you have to lay your ego at the door. But it sounds better with a band, man. It just sounds way better.
How about this one? This one's called Patriot. It was dedicated to Keir Starmer.